Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's going to be a bloodbath at Paramount, according to Deadline. This just dropped like a half an hour ago. They said that there are job cuts coming in November with cost savings to exceed $2 billion.
So it's basically like Disney a couple years ago.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Paramount and Skydance merged, and anytime there's a merger, there's always layoffs, but this sounds like they're going to, from top to bottom, just restructure this company. And it's weird because they're laying a bunch of people off. Paramount, we know, Viacom, CBS, I don't know what companies they own now, but they got rid of Colbert.
Mm-hmm. And then, well, not yet. He'll be gone next year, but they didn't renew his contract.
He's not getting renewed, right? And it's probably part of this, but then they dropped a whole bunch of money on UFC, and they dropped a whole bunch of money on poaching the Duffer Brothers from Netflix after they're done with Stranger Things. So they're spending money. They're spending money in probably the right places on things they know is going to get a return on the investment. And that is the name of the game, right? They got, if they're going to spend millions or billions of dollars, you got to get that money back. And then some.
Wait, so, shocker. That you mean like real businesses work?
Like a real business. So we'll talk about this. I wonder where this leaves Star Trek. I guess they're still going to do a second season of Starfleet Academy, but I think after that, it's just kind of up in the air.
I thought they canceled it.
No, there was a rumor that they were, it was pretty much canceled before it even started. Now, okay. So here's the thing though. You got to remember too. Seasons. Yes. What constitutes a season? Because because we ran into this with these animation stands. They're like, She-Ra didn't get canceled because there's still 2 more seasons. I'm like, no, they got an episode order for whatever, 52 episodes, and they just divided it up on Netflix into multiple quote unquote seasons. Mm-hmm. So it could be like, oh, they have 20 episodes total. It's 5 seasons.
Yeah, it always got me when they'd be like, She-Ra only got 2 seasons, the original. And I'm like, yeah, there's like almost 100 episodes.
There's almost 100 episodes of that. Yeah. So let's talk about this. Let's see what's going on. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do. Woohoo. By the time you watch this, it might be over. I think I'll probably leave it open for a little bit longer after the campaign ends to get some final orders in. But Orcs are a-holes. Enamel pins set 5 hours as of recording this video. Here are the prototypes. They're in. They're beautiful. Very nice pins. Probably the nicest pins we've done so far. Geeky's pins are coming soon, though. So we'll see how those turn out. But we're getting better and better at making these things because we've got several rounds of pins. So if you want to check it out, go to badorcs.com, And man, there's all kinds of stuff going on. New York Post had Paramount eyes epic bloodbath of job cuts in early November after Skydance merger. And they said it's going to be a turkey of a Thanksgiving for thousands of Paramount employees. And I want to be clear, like, I'm not happy about people getting laid off.
No, not at all.
And
unless they're dicks.
Unless they're dicks. But like Paramount in particular has been making a lot of really bad decisions. The only good decision they've made in the last few years, honestly, was Sonic the Hedgehog. They changed Sonic. They made money off of Sonic, but pretty much everything else, like Star Trek, is in shambles.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking over there.
They're putting streaming shows on, like the Grease prequel, the Pink Ladies prequel. That was a disaster.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, and it got canceled. And it was, they keep making these decisions that are of a certain type of person making these decisions, and that's not where the audience is. And it's like they keep trying to say it's some kind of anti whatever, and it's not. It's just that general people want to see just entertaining shows that may happen to have diversity and inclusion, but it's not like slapping people over the head, and it's clearly poor choices made by certain hires within the company.
Yeah, it's so weird to look at this though, because Paramount now, since the Skydance, that means more than likely John Lasseter is going to be in charge of all animation if they start merging things. So he was canceled. He got picked up. And I remember people were like, we're not going to work with John Lasseter because there's some really nebulous allegations that he hugged people. And then that kind of got memory hold. He's over there at Skydance now. Jeff Shell, he was another one.
Yeah, he got fired for like having a relationship with another executive at work or something.
Something like that. But now he's in charge. He's in charge of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So like, it just shows like how quickly things can change. And basically all it takes to knock the first domino over is for the money to run out. When the money runs out, then you start to see what actually needs to be done to make a company profitable. And you got to make entertainment and content that people want to pay for.
Wait, what did they say? They own MTV? Is that what it says?
They own MTV, CBS, Showtime.
Hey, crazy thought, guys. Here you go. You want to know what you can do? Put the music back on MTV. I can guarantee you Gen Z would be all about it. If you start doing the music videos and stuff again and putting it on MTV and bringing MTV back, Gen Z would love it. They'd eat that shit up. You'd get that audience everybody wants that no one could get if you did that.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm just saying,
do like MTV Classic.
I'll be here. You can call me up. I'll be here. I work as a consultant for money.
You're a money consultant. No, actually, that's a great idea. I think if they would do MTV Classic and run newer music videos too, but also like the old stuff. I think just
the old stuff would be enough, but I mean, you can even do new ones too.
Like vintage commercials and stuff too. That would be amazing. I would watch the shit out of that.
Better than what's on there now, because everybody jokes about how MTV used to be about music.
For like the first because
that's what MTV means. So
I loved MTV. I love my MTV. I did. I was we were MTV generation. I literally would have MTV on in the background.
Yep.
Like 90%. I didn't even listen to the radio. I just put MTV on and I just listened to MTV.
Well, that's why video killed the radio star.
Yeah.
So there's a reason.
Anyway, they said the kill lists of the employees that have to be fired have to be submitted to company overlords in October, and the layoffs, which will save the giant over $2 billion, will roll out in early November. They always do this before the holidays too, which sucks.
I think I was just thinking that. I'm like, can't you just wait till January? Like,
yeah,
you want to do it before the end of the quarter because I don't know where the quarters run to, but I mean, it's the holidays, people. Can you just like not do that to people right before the holidays? Maybe.
I got into trouble. The one place I worked when I was living in California, they wanted to lay a guy off, and he was there for he was a manager, and we were like the senior employees or whatever, and they were asking like what our opinion was, and he wasn't very good at his job. He wasn't, but he was on his probation. He was on he had I can't remember, it was 30-day. Or not 30-day, obviously, 3 months or 6 months. I can't remember what it was, but he bought a house. He was from like Oregon. He bought a house and everything, and he had kids and they laid him off right before Christmas. And I remember I was even like, can we wait until after the new year? And my manager was like, what good is that going to do? Like, really, what good is it going to do to land? Because it's like, it's going to be the same outcome. And at least
it might be the same outcome. However, if you're laid off, in January and people resign their budgets, you have a much better chance of finding a job than if you're laid off during the holidays where a lot of places just close down for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
I just said it was tight. I was just like, that's like, I would try not to do that to people if I could avoid it. But I think it comes down to, like you said, the calendar, and they're probably like, well, if we wait 2 months, that's going to cost us how many millions of dollars? And it sucks.
I get it, but it's still shit. Anyway,
it's still shit. I know. I agree 100%. I think it's shitty, but I'm just saying like what the company rationale is. It usually isn't a fault. 9 times out of 10, it's usually either early in the year, like February, or it's in the fall. Like I know when I got laid off, it was in the fall. It was actually I remember it was our daughter's birthday. I got laid off, and it's like, hey, daddy bought you a bike and brought home it was a pink bike and a pink slip.
you also got laid off before Thanksgiving, right? Before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. That did happen that one time. Yeah.
Yeah. I can confirm, not a good time, because I was just like, what stressful. Are we going to do? And now luckily I had bought some stuff ahead, but what are we going to do? I think it's absolute shit. I mean, I want to make that very clear. I get they have to probably trim it down. They're going to have to. I think it's one of the reasons like Colbert's gone. I mean, he was an easy cut to make.
Yeah.
But I think that doing it right before the holidays is absolute dog shit. I just want to make that very clear, because I've been there and I would not wish it on anyone. And I'm really sorry for those people that are going to be caught up in this, that didn't deserve to be there. Because a lot of people, probably made bad choices and kind of deserved it. But there's going to be a lot of people that, are going to be cut that didn't have a say in anything. They're just following orders. So I'm just, want to get that out there.
The cuts are going to coincide with Paramount Skydance's third quarter earnings. There we go. As well as an investor presentation. Oh my God. Investor presentation by new management on its plans for the company. The person added. A rep for Skydance declined to comment. Last week, Shell told journalists at a press conference in Los Angeles, the cuts will be painful, but they're going to take place in one fell swoop, but didn't elaborate on the timing. Disney, that was the difference with Disney was you were on borrowed time. I almost felt like you're kind of digging your own grave because they're like, oh yeah, we're going to lay like 7,000 people off, but they're going to be rolling
really
layoffs.
Stressful. It'd be really stressful. Like, you never know. You know, it could be you next. I mean, I think it's
Survivor.
Better to rip the Band-Aid off, but
yeah.
I just think I don't care if it's your third quarter. It's really shitty.
A lot of these companies, I'm going to be honest, they don't view their employees as people. They view them as assets. And again, I was talking about
them as cattle.
Yeah, pretty much. And I talked about, digging your own grave, but I know there's some jobs I've worked at. They're like, oh no, we need to keep this person because they have to do the work of this other person that we fired or we laid off. And then when they're done doing that work, then we're going to lay them off too.
Yeah, no, it's true that it's absolute dog crap, but it's all about, record profits and investors.
Record profits, guys. They said, we do not want to be a company that has layoffs every quarter, citing constant waves of cuts under Paramount's previous leadership. Yeah, they were laying people off before. I mean, honestly, in some ways, if this is due to a merger and if they can rip the Band-Aid off and just get rid of a bunch of people in one fell swoop, it might be better to just do that than to have to. It is better.
I just think they should not do it before the holidays. That's the only thing. I'm like, if you're going to lay off people anyway, I get it. I get why. I understand it. It's just that right before the holidays is really, really shitty. Anyway,
it sucks. I mean, this is corporate.
Let's just skip over that. We've already talked about it at length.
Yeah, right. So they said the former NBC Universal executive who was tapped by David Ellison to be his top lieutenant after their long-stalled $8 billion merger with Skydance added, it's going to be painful. It's always hard, but we don't want to be the company that every quarter, is laying people off. It's important for us to get done what we're going to do in one big thing and then be done with it.
It's easy for them to say because they're not getting canned. So
all these guys are probably making 7-figure salaries. It's like, but it's like, look, I think aside from the layoffs, which are horrible, I think Paramount Skydance actually has a shot at being successful because they're already trying to wheel and deal and get things in play. They've got South Park already. They got the UFC. They're getting the Duffer Brothers after they're done with Stranger Things. Whatever they're doing next, they're going to do for Paramount. So I'm like, they're making some smart moves. I don't think we're going to see another Pink Ladies prequel series or anything,
We're lucky. I mean, they made so many, and it's not just Paramount. I want to make it clear. It's not just them. These studios made so many really, really stupid choices based on knee-jerk reactions from younger people that they were listening to that they probably should never have listened to.
Yeah. But here, they're talking about the Duffer Brothers. This is the Deadline version, and they have a $1.5 billion 5-year deal with the South Park co-creators, and they're not going to do shit to the South Park guys. Like they're going to let them. Like you want to put Trump in a tutu and have him getting it on with Satan. We don't care.
Nuh-uh, because Colbert says they're just doing it to him because he's on the left.
No, it's because he's not performing.
Because he made Trump mad. And I'm like, meanwhile, South Park,
Meanwhile, South Park, yeah. So that's the thing. That South Park, that just shoots any argument that Colbert had right out of the water. It's like, look, if you can bring it, you can say where the fuck you want to. I mean, that's the truth. And that's how people get away with it for so long is they're bringing the numbers, love them or hate them. They're bringing the numbers so they can say whatever they want. Dave Chappelle, I think if Dave Chappelle wasn't a huge deal to Netflix, I think they probably would have just capitulated and canceled them because of the controversy.
But he brought the views.
He brought the views.
And that's what counts. So I'm not sure it's going to get cut. We'll have to wait till November and then we'll find out more. But $2 billion are trying to save. So that's a lot of cost cutting. Now, I don't know if that whole $2 billion is just in layoffs, but it's going to be a lot of people, just like what happened to Disney.
A lot of people, a lot of shows. I really do think they're going to, because I know Ellison is a big Star Trek fan, and hopefully they can course correct Star Trek. I don't know. We'll see. I
don't know. I think it's like Star Wars. It's toast.
It's done. It's done. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Attention, stupid humans. All orcs are evil, just like Gary Gygax and Professor Tolkien warned you. Series 1 of these orc enamel pins are on Kickstarter again for a very limited time. Pick your clan, join the Horde, and cause some mayhem. Go to badorcs.com. That's badorcs.com.